Welcome to Marcus and Mayhem Adventures. As always, I'm Scott. Today we're going to be working on getting the Metro's chassis mocked up so I can transfer mounts or a jig made up off the Metro's chassis to see how I'm going to get it over onto the Dakota. These 3 mounts, 2, 3, I think are going to be my best bet, and I hope they line up good because I don't know how this is going to work. I'm going to try and do this. I'm probably going to end up go through all this work, end up just setting it on the freaking on there and just cutting stuff off till it fits. But I'm going to try. This seems like some sort of logical thing to do, but I wanted to kind of walk you through it. These first 2 mounts line up pretty good, or 2 sets of mounts here. And then I'm going to start from there. I'm going to start cutting, moving over, and tacking pretty much everything until I'm just going to weld everything together. I got this old section of angle iron for a rack that I bought a long time ago. Pieces are broken and missing. I haven't used it, so I'm just going to use it. I think it'd be worth my time for this. So yeah, I'm going to start. Got those 2 mounted in pretty good, so I should be able to take and cut this piece here and then let it drop and move it over to capture that mount there, and then figured out where I can take it, and so I might leave myself some room so that I can then get some scrap and hold them together somehow. I'm just kind of winging this stuff. But it's nothing freaking technical. All you have to do is just literally cut pieces and freaking where it holds together. I will later put some cross bracing into it with these other pieces I have. It doesn't have to be anything pretty. It just has to be moderately structural. And so we got I guess a 1 set in the back. Well, there's 2 there, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on each side. And this is part of it. It is riveted into the frame, but it's a bumper mount, but it holds the body. It captures these mounts right here, which are structural, so those are definitely necessary. So I kind of can tell that just going this way, kind of the mounts angle out and then kind of come back in because the frame kind of does that. So yeah, should be able to grab that one there. Now this is not the most sturdy freaking material, but I'm gonna try and be as get it as just wherever it's going to land is where it's going to land. I don't want to force it. I just want to be in its natural spot. So after I get it cut off here, I think, so we're going to cut it. Then I will try and drill through. I think it's just right through there. I'll just try and drill through there. And part of me wants to just take and cut it here, and then take and just slide so I can capture it, just so I can just use these holes. I think I might do that just so I don't have to drill a new hole. I might just cut it and then capture it, drill it, tag it. I don't know. I'm just gonna wing in this stuff. I'm not gonna freaking do too much description. Kind of explained all as I went. If they run into any other issues, slow it down. But yeah, let's go into time lapse most of this. So if my time lapse didn't start, I did already start a little bit on it. So there we go. Cut it, angled, cut it, angled. Then we'll go a little bit more. Cut again, angle off towards this one. I think I'll just take it. I think I might go ahead and tack these ones, and then I'll start. If that's tacked, I'll angle towards this one out here, and then yeah, I have to go back to that one because I don't want to waste a whole bunch of freaking because it looks like I'm going to run out. I thought I had enough, but I'm not overlapping much. But I can't like overlap much more before I run out of room at the end. And I'm not like really giving up very much in each cut. So I guess I gotta be more conservative. So I think I'll take and tack these all up. Not really welding them right now, but I'll tack these all up, these two, so I got good steady spots to start. And then I'll cut this one here so I can angle out, and then so I have a decent angle here, that way I have more material to get to this one over here, and then go back that way. Hopefully got enough material, enough to make the full thing. All right, we'll see. From here on out, hopefully I can time lapse. So I got one half done. Whew. So it's together. I'm gonna leave the bolt sinks. I need to take, well, probably leave most of them. Might have to borrow some for the other side, but it's all done. This is only really big time like I had to really adapt was here. I ran out of steel in this section, so I couldn't just take and like, you know, cut and then just kind of drop down to another level to make my adapter. So there, and then here, kinda, I just had a bigger gap I ran there. So probably gonna have to take and punch out, yeah, because those are rivets, aren't they, holding that on? Yep. I'm either gonna have to cut this off. I don't want to. That's a specialty piece. So I think I'll cut the rivets off on this, get it knocked off, and then I'll go ahead and whip up the other side again, time lapse all that crap, and then get some braces put together. so that it's able to be moved around, be more sturdy. You try and get some, like, you know, go some that way and go some that way, so it's more like triangulated and stiff. Hopefully it's, you know, sort of rigid. I just need it to, like, you know, locate it mostly. I'm not expecting it to be ultra stiff. That's why I want to have the pieces tied together so that everything's pretty, you know, tight, pretty located. Then I just have to center it and mark on the, once I get everything centered up. My biggest part is going to be center of this tire. The back end I can adjust to where I need to be. I'll mark it where it's at as well, so I can put it here, put a heavy mark on the center of the axle so it knows where it's at, so I have a definitive mark back here to put it. And then I also want to take and triangulate off my engine mounts too at a later point, off of this as well. I'll build some brackets out for my engine mount, just like my front one, and then probably this one here as well for my rear trans. I'm running a different trans. I think I might be able to use the brackets, but I may not even worry about that too much. I just need to be able to locate the motor. I might not worry about that. I just have to take a picture and remember that this motor mount, or this piece right here, is right over the motor. Just take pictures and remember that. That's about all I need to. But yeah, I think I do want to take at least a mark where this front motor mount is on my like, damn it, caught my frame there. But yeah, like, put a tape marker or something here, paint, whatever, for the motor mount right there too, so I know where it's at. I mean, they're easy motor mounts, but yeah. All right, we'll get something to drink and then do the other side. So it's all welded up. Got 1, 2, 3 braces, all I have for now. If I need to, I feel like I need to, I'll add some more, but I think I should be all right. Whew. It's the most freaking fabricating I got in a while. I want to call that fabricating. Fabric hobbling, whatever. All right. Let's get the impact and start pulling everything apart. Let's see how it lands. Let's keep you back here, I guess. Just pulling the bolts out. Got welding wire, I think. Something in my shoe. Yeah, welding wire. Yeah, start the front, work my way back, see if things start popping loose. Well, I think it's within tolerance. God, I'm sorry, I'm really thirsty. Everything's sitting. Yeah, I think we're good. Oh, this one's floating a little bit. Need a drink. But yeah, I think maybe get some drink and back out. All right, so I already kind of expected this. That's why I kind of did this. Just kind of could have done with tape measure and all that, but it just helps me. It will help in the future too, having it kind of set up this way. It was a half day's worth of work just to get it done with some scrap metal, just so I could have a full visualization. So I already knew that the frame was too narrow, but this gives me points. No matter what, I want to keep my mounting brackets. They're already there. That's already strength points in the frames. I already know. So that will give me an opportunity to be able to say, I already know I needed to lengthen the frame so I can capture these two rear body mounts. I already expected to do that as well, because I need to take and move this whole suspension back. You look roughly, what is that? 2 inches, I think is what I figured out before. 2 inches. I just want to take it and again, cut it and just move everything back. I might be able to do that with using a longer leaf spring so I can maintain the front perch. I think these are 2.5 inch. I'll have to check. I don't want to do it right now. But if I go with a longer leaf spring, that'll give me a better ride too, and bring it out further. Could also get, you know, a offset freaking pinpoint, which I think this almost seems to have one. Actually, this seems to have offset, so I could gain an inch just from having offset, moving that back. So I have options. I'm not too worried. I don't want to do a lot because this is probably going to end up getting 4-linked and bagged and all that stuff. This is just to get it under the truck, and like I said, that's not too far. So yeah, it's just 2 inches really, and I might be freaking cutting this anyways. Just do a 4-length, or maybe underslung it so I can keep the flat floor of the freaking Metro. If I'm going to bag it, might as well just try an underslung setup anyways. To keep it lower, I'm not going for travel. And then, so I'm going to protrude up, though I don't protrude this much up into it. Just thinking here, if we get up here, kind of works almost perfect with this front mount. May have to may have to move it back a little bit and cut the floor whenever I start dropping stuff in, because where the kicks up here, it starts a little bit early for this front mount. But I don't know, I have to see how everything lines up. So obviously this is going to come off. I don't need, this is for the bed, that's going to come off. This is a cab mount, so I would like to use this again, because it's a good strong point. We're boxed clear to here, so that's good. And then up front, I'm not using the truck stuff. I can probably just take, and because I want to keep as much of this stuff, because it just makes things simpler, as much of the IH parts, the motor mounts and all that stuff, even radiator, whatever, just because it keeps it simpler for going back into the truck, into there, and then modify it later as I need to. We are wider here, but I think I'm gonna have to do some measuring to see how much wider we are. But I figure this is our widest point right here of the frame, and we're outside that by a good amount here. So I might have to cut out here anyways just to get it underneath, and then rebuild the front of this. We're tied together here, like this is, all tied together here, so strength is still there. I would be building something up here anyways, because right here, and I'm going to need something up here for my motor mount. This is where we got to be. And then if we look side to side, so right there, our sump is in the back of this, so we should be all right with clearance. See, we can come up a good amount. If you look, that's the beam, and that is the lowest point, our highest point of the oil pan. So right here, I should be able to set that motor right here, because that is, like seriously, that oil pan sticks, the motor only sticks out here, so I should be able to put that motor pretty deep into the engine bay, or into this engine, or into this frame, which will help with keeping center of gravity low and all that stuff I'm looking for. So yeah, that's gonna be good. I'm not looking to get too low with this. This thing's already kind of sit lower with the way this frame is and everything. I'll be able to take and do blocks in the rear to start. If I need to, I can do a shackle flip, and that'll get me lower as well, and go lower shackles. I can do a lot, because as I'm moving this backwards, I can also bring it up. If I move the whole thing backwards, I can actually move it upwards as well, which will actually lower the truck as well. You see how it's not even straight there, it's already angled, so as I bring it further back, it'll just keep getting lower. So it goes up on the frame. So I only need to move it 2 inches. So as it sits, like, I'm only needing to capture the body mount. So I can probably get away with, I have 2x6 tubing, I think. Yeah, 3x2, 2x6, 2, I think it's 2x6 that I'm using for the sliders. If I capture enough of it, I should be able to use some of that to capture these last 2 body mounts. And I should only have to move that backwards a couple inches, and it should have enough left to be able to use this, you know, keep this freaking without having to modify the frame too much. May have to, because it's only 2 inches, I shouldn't be getting up into here. I mean, I'm thinking about doing a mini notch anyways if I get low enough, so I don't really care too much about all that stuff. But yeah, that was kind of accomplished the goal. I didn't really get anywhere. It's not gonna, it helps me, but it's not gonna, like, I can use this to make body mounts. Wasn't really expecting it, kind of figured it would be, I already knew the frames were, the body mounts were inside the frame, but just having a visualization kind of really helps with this. It shows me where I'm going to be. So yeah, I'm gonna have to, so now I can take and get the tires, pull out on this one, and then pull this motor, strip it down so it's easier to maneuver, because all they need is the block, the bear block, and this I guess this transmission too, not even the full transmission, just this bell housing. Pull it all apart, and then I can take and use it to be able to mock up stuff here, and this motor engine bay here, and get stuff set up how I want to. Be kind of nice if I'll be able, if I'm able to, nope, I'm not gonna be able to use this. It's definitely too not far enough back. No, you know, let's see something here. So it would be this motor mount there. So it's on this body mount right there, goes to that one, and body mount goes to that one. So it's, find me something to use as a, there we go. Something just with a base measurement here. From there, one license plate distance is the middle of that motor mount. So from there, well, shoot, it's far enough. It's actually further back than the other one. So that might be an option. That trans cross member might be able to be reused. Might be able to take it, punch out some use the externals on that one, see the mounts themselves, and then take and modify to fit this one. We'll see, I don't know, just you should at least be able to use the mounting surfaces somehow since it's already there. But that's enough for today. I don't even know how long this video is now. I might do more tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna freaking, this is kind of a weak video. Didn't really do anything, but calling it a night. Maybe I'll come back out tomorrow and do some more little freaking moving shit around and doing stuff. All right, talk to you later. But it's been a few weeks now. Just haven't found the time to get back out here. All I'm going to do now is I'm trying to get these. I think I'm going to try and save these. I'm going to save these mounts, take them all off. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use them on the new frame, but I want to see what I can do. They're already made up. I know they support the Metro, so I just want to mark them just so I know they're here. I know where they went and all that good stuff. Just to keep them, know what side they were from side to side. I'm going to throw some paint on each one and just scribe in like passengers, so P1, starting from the back and go forward. That's all I'm going to do here. Chose Roman numerals. After I tried to write the 3, it's like, just use Roman numerals. That's a lot smarter. There we go. So now I got to go through and bust all the rivets off these here mounts. So I'm going to grind X's into all of them, bust the heads off. Now I should be able to just hammer them off, and that should be all it needs. All right, there we go. Got a little more done. Got all the mounts off. They kind of nest and fit and take up just a little space. So there we go. I don't know. This video, I'm not gonna. I think I'll make one video out of getting this frame stripped. So I'll just keep going along at it. So next thing is, so next weekend I'll be pulling the motor and all that stuff, and maybe I'll work on getting a Jenga made. Maybe I'll set it in here because I want to use this trans member for this, because I think it just sits a little bit further back. Maybe we'll get this mocked up, put it in there. Yeah, so I think I'm going to use this transmission instead of the one that's on there. I know it fits, and this one's working now. I probably should have covered it, but it's going to be working. We haven't had much rain or anything. I maybe should have covered it though, because I was originally just going to use the heavy duty trans that came with that one, with the motor, but I don't know. My brain's fried right now. We'll worry about that later. But I know all this stuff works together. But for right now, that's it. I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna go in. It's St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patrick's Day. So I'm wearing my green Yoda or Baby Yoda shirt. I'm gonna get some food and relax. Okay, well, that was a lot of work for my freaking tired ass. All right, talk to y'all later. Bye. All right, so I'm gonna try and pull the or get the motor prepped, maybe pull it tomorrow. We'll see how the light holds. I'm not gonna work in the dark, see how long it gets. First one, we got the radiator hoses off first. Gonna pull the radiator off first. Got, trying to find a spot to set this. Got a couple of mounts down there. Where's this spot? See down there or not. You can see there. Yeah, there's a couple radiator mounts there. It wants to be the right size today. Already. Seems too loose. There you go. Alright, these have a lock nut on them, or the double nutted, or whatever you want to call it. I got both of those at once, looks like it. Alright. Alright. Let me grab hardware here. Okay. Next we get the front. So I think everything here is 3/4. Let me get my wrench. So would be the easiest way to do this. So I'm pretty sure this is a 3/4. There we go. Battery die? Yep, looks like the battery died. Give me a second. All right. Ooh, fuck, that's hot. All right, well, I'm not going to mess with that one while it warms up or cools off. Okay. All right. Good. I got there. Okay, or go this way. make sure I get that broke loose. What is it? Okay, drive shaft. All right, let me get my jack so I can lift up one side of the axle. Grab back. Yeah, lift up the axle so I can spin it. Oh, let me get different. All right, here we go. Okay. Next, you got to get the manifolds out or disconnected. Not the manifold, the exhaust, anyways. Nope. Oh, I should be able to buzz it from the bottom, looks like. Yay! Get. I can get a ratchet. Right back. All right, all right, all right. That came apart a lot easier than I thought. Oh, still daylight-ish. I think I've got everything broken free. Don't know what's stopping me from pulling this right now. Here you go. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull this support rod too. Maybe. Yep, I am. All right. That's chassis wiring. Disconnected. Disconnected. Unbolted, unbolted. All right. Let's undo that fuel. All right, there. It's a smaller one. I could just cut that, but I'm not that guy right now. I will be in a second. It'll come off real easy. But like, let's just cut it because I'm gonna break a knuckle. I'm trying to do it the right way. Seriously. Oh God, it's freaking hard hose. All right, well. This is ridiculous. All right, go on. Just, there we go. All right. Okay. On the outside. It looks like ready to go. I need to get me a chain of some sort. Found one the other day. All right, we get me chain and my hoist set up, and we'll get this thing pulled off. It's just gonna, I don't know where I'm gonna set it. I'm gonna set it over there somewhere for now. Yeah, let's go and get this thing pulled out. We find a chain and get my hoist set up, and we'll get this thing pulled out of here. All right, so it's all ready to go. I hope. Let's see if I can get this thing pulled out I had to sit it over there. Then we'll lift it up. So I want it over here because I don't want it out of the way. I'm gonna move. I might sit it over there. I want it over here. I want it out of the way. Might have to move the whole freaking thing, the whole kitten could scoodle out of the way. But I want to time lapse this because it may take longer than I think it is. I'm going to do that. So let's go ahead and start this thing. Alright, all done for the night. It's dark now. Got the motor out though. Should probably rinse this stuff off before I go in, but yeah, everything's good. I'll probably pull the hose out, freaking rinse the antifreeze and all that stuff. But yeah, everything's freaking pulled apart. Now I'll let it dry. It'll be alright. Whew. Rinse my shoes off though. Motor's pulled. Frame is pretty much everything's out. I guess I will probably go ahead. I guess the last thing, I guess for this video, no, I don't know. Maybe we'll just do that. I'll come out one more day, take and pull the master cylinder off. I'll probably go ahead and I'll pull, it'll be easier. Pull the whole freaking cross member piece off here or what. But I want this cross member out because I'm going to try and use part of it to mount the transmission. I just want to pull everything out that I might use. So I think what I'm going to do is so trying to pull all those little pieces off there, I'll just take, there's one there, and I have to punch the rivet out. Same with the front. Drill out or punch out the rivet. And then there's few and whatever it takes to get this cross member out. And I'll just take and pull the whole cross member out and we'll call that a day. And then that should be everything I need out of here. And then and this one right here, I'll just take it, it's just bolted on. This piece here, the rest of it I don't need. Yeah, I don't think anything else. The rest is all riveted on, and it's just nonsense that I don't need. I might hack the freaking, that might be smart actually, just thought of it. I might hack the back off just so I can use it for back here if I need to for extensions. I just might just cut it off behind the frame or the shackle hangers there. Yeah, well, that should be it. And then we'll be done with this frame and I can get the frame out of here. So I don't really need it for anything else. I got all my markings on that. And really, I'm done. Get it out of here, move it out of the way, get this frame over here, and start working on putting that together. I'll probably pull all the hoses and all that stuff, steering, whatever. But really, I don't need any of this stuff. I'll just get it out of here. So I'll be a video, finish it off tomorrow, get it done. All right, talk to you tomorrow or this weekend. Out. All right, so I think we're full. We got everything stripped. We got everything off it I'm gonna need. From here on out, it's pretty much, this is it. I don't need any of this stuff. I took everything that I thought I could possibly need. Hacked off the back part of the frame. I thought that would work for the frame extension here. Yeah, it should be enough to be able to weld in, get enough to get out to these last two. Took out the full cross member in the front. That was, this part was in the very front. Those are the two engine and transmission mount, or not transmission, radiator mounts. Middle cross members. So yeah, like I said, I didn't tape all or record all that stuff. It was just pretty much same old. From here on out, not gonna record it, but I'll probably end up and just cutting. I might break out my new plasma and just cut this thing down into usable chunks. Probably just throw it up on the IH websites. I don't think anybody would want anything here, but I'm not going to be nice with it. If I can't unbolt it, I'm cutting it. Put it that way. That's it. I might save spring purchase just because, and shackles and stuff. No, I'm not. That's a lot of work. Screw all that. Yeah. Things are just getting cut off so that I can, and the frame's going to get cut down into sections. I'll cut my freaking the cross members, all that stuff. Everything's going to cut down so I can get it thrown into the back of a so it's small to put in the back of my trailer to get hauled off for scrap. That's it. I'll put the axles up onto the IH pages for a little bit. See, anybody wants them, 50 bucks a piece, whatever. And then same thing with the motor. It's not good. It's pretty much seized up. I mean, I think it is seized up now. It wasn't previously. But yeah, it was full of water. It was a junk motor. It has head gaskets and all that stuff. I'll probably strip the outside of it off because you never know. Manifolds crack and all that. So I think stuff will transfer over to the 264. Keep valve covers. Yeah, so pretty much anything that bolts to the outside, I'll take and keep it. And I'm going to undress it. Pull the freaking stuff from the top. Probably keep the freaking pan. Of course, engine mounts, all that stuff. Because I'm pretty certain the mounts for here don't transfer over to the mounts for the bigger truck that the 264 came out of, so I'll keep that. And then yeah, same thing here, keeping the transmission. So we're just gonna unbolt everything from that. All right, I'll keep the valve cover just because they're getting transfers over. Starter, because you never know. Starter, I know the starter worked previously, it turned over, so we'll keep that. Like I said, everything that bolts on. My kid's gonna be taking and pulling most of this apart, so again, I'll throw a lot of this up on the IH pages to see if anybody wants it before I let him tear it apart. Let them know the condition and all that stuff. But it's gonna cost him something, even though I'm throwing it away, just because he's going to be using it, and that's educational freaking stuff from him. But I think that's it for this video. It's long enough. The next video is going to entail getting this stripped or put together, and I think I have a plan going forward. I think what I'm going to end up doing is going to be bolting pretty much this to, when we have everything lined up, figure it out. And I think I'm going to be able to just take and bolt it straight to this, and then build. It's right about where, I think about here is where the floor pan, your step is right there for that. But I think I'm going to, from there, for the wall here, pretty much. That's gonna be the step. That's my plan. And we're just gonna step up from wherever that's at, keep going, and we'll just add another 6 inches or so or whatever. And we'll just drop it down and bolt, boom, boom, boom. That's my kind of my plan. We've got mount. I'm gonna have to modify the frame here a bit, I think, or the mount on there, and then have to modify the wheel inside of the wheels here, or the arches. Cut all that out, or get it out of the way anyways, so that it can fit on over the suspension. And then I'm just going to cut, I don't need this front cross member and all. There's not really, like, there's nothing up front. Just let me get this thing out of the way. There's no cross members or anything up front. So I can just cut off in front of the suspension here. Be a little bit to work with. And then build new pieces to be able to fit the front brackets and all that stuff for these front engine mounts after everything's already sitting on it. I wish I had one more like mount that was easy to fit, that was on this flat section, but it looks like I'm only going to get 2, and it kind of sucks. And I have even less on that side. So I remember right on that side I have one here. I don't have the one here. Pretty certain. I'll have to check again, but I don't think I have the one sitting here. Let me see. Yeah, because I took off the mount. Yeah, there's one here. And then there's not one over here, because that's where the brakes and all that stuff were. So it's a big stretch of mounts. But, oh well, it'll get on there. That's going to be the next video, is figuring out how to lay out the floor plan. You're probably going to end up cleaning the gutting that again, and I'm going to cut out the whole entire floor structure out of this, and bracing it and all that stuff too. So I don't know, that's the plan though. Thanks for tuning in. This is the most boring part of this build, I think. It's getting all these frames prepped and all that stuff. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And then we got one more, and it's a new project I was working on today. Picked it up for $1,500. Low mile Dakota 4.7 has a issue with the rack. It's just loose. Lady didn't know the whole thing. I really didn't either, but she let me have it for $1,500. We're gonna put the parts in today, and hopefully everything works out good. But I'll do a little video on that one too. But yeah, that's our new freak member. Hopefully I can get that one taken and flipped around, and maybe add some more money to the bank to be able to help put all this crap back together. Yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And at the end of the day, if you're not dirty, you're not doing it right. Y'all have a good one.